Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Israel has demolished thousands of buildings across Gaza since it withdrew from a ceasefire with Hamas in March, with entire towns and suburbs, once home to tens of thousands of people, levelled in the past few weeks. Satellite images show massive amounts of destruction in several areas. Multiple legal experts say that Israel may have committed war crimes under the Geneva Convention, which largely prohibits the destruction of infrastructure by an occupying power. Meanwhile, Pope Leo XIV has renewed his call for a Gaza ceasefire after 3 people sheltering in the Catholic Church in Gaza City were killed in an Israeli airstrike. The Latin Patriarchate of Jerusalem, which oversees the church, said it was struck by the Israeli army, injuring 9, including the parish priest. Israel's Prime Minister said it deeply regrets the strike and that the incident was now under review.
The reality is that those places, churches, mosques, hospitals, schools, should never be targets. And that's against humanitarian law, but it's also against any sense of natural justice.
German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has accepted US accusations that Europe was doing too little to fund its own defence and security, but now believes they are on the same page. Mr. Merz was in the UK to boost defence ties with Germany as part of a historic friendship treaty that also aims to tackle irregular migration and promote youth exchanges. Donald Trump says he has ordered the Justice Department to produce the additional documents related to the sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. It's unclear if Mr. Trump is authorizing the public release of these documents. Such action would typically require the approval of a court. It came shortly after Mr. Trump said he would sue the Wall Street Journal over an article alleging that a bawdy birthday greeting bearing Mr. Trump's name was sent to Mr. Epstein in 2003, before the late financier was charged with sex crimes. Burkina Faso's military rulers have disbanded the country's electoral commission, calling it a waste of money. State-run TV reported the Interior Ministry will handle elections in the future. Since seizing power in September 2022, the coup leaders who have initiated sweeping reforms, including the postponement of elections, which would lead to a return to civilian rule. A nationwide vote was due last year, but the junta extended the period of transition to democracy until July 2029, allowing the leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, to remain in power and free to contest the next presidential election.
In the effort of transparency, the president wanted me to share a note from his physician with all of you today.
The White House has announced that Donald Trump is suffering from a chronic vein condition after days of speculation regarding photographs showing bruises on the US president's hands and swelling in his ankles.
In recent weeks, President Trump noted mild swelling in his lower legs. Bilateral lower extremity venous Doppler ultrasounds were performed and revealed chronic venous insufficiency, a benign and common condition, particularly in individuals over the age of 70. Importantly, there was no evidence of deep vein thrombosis or arterial disease.
The 79-year-old president has regularly touted his good health and once described himself as the healthiest president that has ever lived. North Korea has announced that its newly opened seaside resort will not be receiving foreign tourists. The Wonsan Kalma Coastal Tourist Zone opened on July the 1st and has been touted as a key part of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's ambitions to boost tourism. In the lead up to its opening, the resort was promoted as an attraction for both locals and foreigners. But as of this week, a notice on North Korea's tourism website says that foreigners are temporarily not allowed to visit.
Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending The Late Show in May.
And the CBS television network has announced in a surprise statement that The Late Show with Stephen Colbert will end in May 2026. The move is purely a financial decision against a challenging backdrop in late-night television, CBS said. The move brings a close to the more than 3-decade-old program, leaving the network without a late-night comedy talk show for the first time since 1993.
I'm not being replaced. This is all just going away. I do want to say that the folks at CBS have been great partners. I'm so grateful to the Tiffany Network for giving me this chair and this beautiful theater to call home.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.